It's like when me and Jonathan would walk through the mall, and we'd
Walk
be talking
through the ball.
Yeah,
Walk.
Wow.
we will walk through the mall. I know.
No, it sounded like you said ball. Like y'all are in England and walk into a big ballroom having a ball in that room.
Right. Ball.
Ball.
No,
Mike
Walking
Alpha
through the
Lima
mall.
Lima. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
we'd be walking through the mall,
Right.
talking in accents.
Mm-hmm.
My accent start off from British. We'll go to Scottish.
It would start off. It would start off from British or start off British.
British.
Okay.
And then mid sentence would be Scottish. And then it would end.
Oi, laddie. That's Irish, actually.
And may the
Then it
tangents
would end.
begin. Everybody, welcome to Flatlands the podcast. We're back with Josh.
They don't even need a fucking intro for that one.
I think we just do it in the middle there.
Introduction.
So British, Scottish.
Mole.
And then it would end.
Wow, that was a very amazing story.
yeah. I set you up
Something
for a good climax and then we'll let you down.
Yeah.
That kind of sounds like me sometimes. Sometimes I'll do the British to Scottish to Irish to Russian.
Right.
Like I'll just go across Europe and Asia all together.
I'm from everywhere.
Be careful. Be careful. Daddy, help me. No.
But Daddy.
Daddy, no.
Stitch is here now?
Oh,
We're sponsored by Disney? No.
They definitely are going to sponsor this podcast, that's for sure.
No. If they do, I'll be surprised.
Right? We said the fuck word.
Well, they might, just not under the Disney name.
Yeah. I mean, they do own Marvel, and Marvel is...
Mm.
Didn't they just buy Fox?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. Definitely.
And Deadpool's under Fox, and
Yep.
he says
Mhm.
fuck a lot.
Yep. And they said they ain't gonna change Deadpool.
They better not. Shit.
If they change Deadpool, they're going out of business.
Mm-hmm. Didn't you go to Disney World, or was it Disneyland?
Disney World.
Yeah.
Mm.
You have never gone.
No.
I've been there.
I poor. That's why we need to get enough people to start a Patreon so I can go.
And you can finally experience the majesty that is Disney World.
Yeah, I'm going to become part of the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Oh. Wow.
Wow. All right.
Wow.
You just went there.
He just went there.
Yeah.
There's a line.
And
you
he
could have
crossed it.
it.
Yeah.
No. He jumped the line. He didn't just
Right.
like.
Yeah, I didn't.
Casually
No,
go over
I didn't
it.
just
Yeah.
stroll. No, yeah, he's
Yeah.
right. I jumped.
He said,
Wow.
"Fuck this
I
line."
jumped. I've landed.
Yeah. That's gross. I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
He's like, that's gross.
Right, but here's the thing, though. It's a very good thing that the description of our podcast is two guys who just talk about random things,
Yes.
because it's a good thing we're not like a specific podcast.
Because we would have ruined it last time Josh was here.
Oh yeah, people are like, I thought they were this, but now are they like a porn podcast now? Is that what they do?
We'll get calls from my dad wrote a porn. I'll go, hey, y'all should come join us on our porn podcast.
Our porn episode?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Hold on.
All
Hit
right.
the break.
English got hard there, okay? English got really hard.
Talking about porn.
It
got
is
hard.
2:10 in the morning, okay? English got hard.
English got hard in a porn conversation. We're having a little too much fun tonight.
No alcohol or drugs were consumed to
I
make this
know, right?
podcast.
It's been Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper,
Well,
and then he's motherfucking over here.
He's over here
gotta
on
have a
2
fucking-
energy drinks. I'm on
a
half a Dr.
stroke.
Pepper.
Already on my second, probably about halfway through it.
Wow.
You know, which contradicts.
Wish
which,
I had a third.
I know it's not his, but that trail mix, kind of contradicts what he's got in front of it. So it kind of looks like it's all his.
Right.
It's like he's got a healthy trail mix,
Right.
Nas and Monster.
Mm.
Monster's just there for the taste. Doesn't really do anything for me, so I got the Nos. That's my little pickup.
You
Like
do
you
have
drive a
little
Dodge.
pickup. Yeah. You little Dodge man.
Yeah.
I don't like Dodge.
Don't worry.
Well, that's what happens when you get a car versus a truck. Cars always go lemon.
Yeah, but no, it's still fucking Dodge, dude. I'm like, even if I were to get a Ram, like it's probably I'm gonna get the fucking lemon like I did with my little fucking Dodge fart over
That's
there.
just your luck, I guess.
I fucking hate that car, dude. Like, it gives me every fucking excuse in the world to get rid of that shit. And if it wasn't for student loans coming out soon, you bet your sweet ass I'd fucking be getting like a new vehicle.
Right.
Like, I guarantee you with that car, though, I'm not going to even get like $500 in trading value.
Well, you might qualify for cash for clunkers.
Yeah, they probably
I have
still look at
not
my
heard
car.
that in years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
they buy shitty cars.
Even if they don't run.
Yeah, we're gonna pay you $1 for it too.
You checking for goosebumps there?
No, it was itchy.
Yeah, but you kind of did the like, hey, look, I got goosebumps.
I got
motion.
goosebumps thinking about Josh.
This became
kind
awkward.
of just stopped right there. I was waiting for you. I was like, what's he
All
about to
right,
say?
goodbye,
next?
everybody.
Hey, I'm the one who does the audio here, so you can't fire me.
I didn't fire you.
leave
I
me.
was leaving so y'all can have y'all's private time.
Oh, hey, Josh.
Oh, hello.
Mm.
Mhm.
Most of this is probably cut out, dude.
Hey, all I'm saying is don't start something you ain't gonna finish.
Dude, I finish all the time, bro. I finish hard.
All right,
and I
let's
finish
film this to
fast,
confirm this.
And
All
I
right.
finish early.
See
So,
ya.
Steven.
I told you I was leaving to let y'all have private time.
Oh yeah, that was a good private time we had, Josh. So, Josh, you work for a chain of a family store, right?
Not anymore. They got bought out by a non-family store.
Yeah, but I mean, still, it's a grocery store, shall we say, a grocery chain. What do you do that? Has there been any funny or weird moments that you've seen in your tenure working at this grocery store?
Senior?
Yeah, not in
He's
10
a college
years, but in your
professor?
tenure.
Yeah.
He's a
as long
college
as I've-
professor at a grocery
I mean,
store.
he has tenure there.
Now, this video might not have exactly happened while I worked there, but the footage was saved on camera.
Okay.
Now, as far as if you were to go on the computer and look up for the video now, is it still there? Probably not. But it was on there. Boss was like, hey, if you're ever feeling down, we got this video you can watch. Apparently, there was a lady that came into the store drunk. Well, they decided that to send her to the back. And I think they were going to send her home. So she was
Wait,
going-
hold on, real quick. I just want clarification. She was an employee?
Yes, employee.
Okay, because when you said they sent
Oh,
her
yeah,
to the
you-
back, I
you
was
just-
like, you
yeah.
didn't mention that. I was like, so a lady just walks in drunk.
She
Let's
just
go to
walks
the
Yeah,
back.
and
back.
I'm like, hey,
That's it,
ma'am,
back.
you're drunk. Let's go. I need you to go unload this truck for us.
Right,
We're a couple people
right.
called in sick today.
Right. All right. She was an employee there.
Okay.
So send her to the back to go clock out because they're sending her home. Well, I guess halfway to the break room, I guess she's kind of getting a little tired. She wants to sit down. There's a stack of pallets there. So she looks like she's bending over to sit down. Instead of sitting down on the pallets, she goes face forward into a pallet full of Cokes. Now, these
So no, just so I can get reference. So have you seen that video of that guy that was in the police station being investigated, and he's drunk and he falls over and his head goes through the wall?
I have seen that. Yes.
Yeah. So was it like that?
similar.
Okay.
Wow.
Similar. Instead of her head going through a wall, her head went into a pallet of Cokes.
Ouch.
Now, these pallets are about 5 feet tall,
Okay.
stacked up.
Mm-hmm.
She shifted that pallet a foot across when she hit it.
Okay. Yeah, that sucks.
Now we're
Now-
talking bottles or cans.
No, like a 12 pack.
Okay, so we're talking cans in the boxes.
Yeah, Canon
Okay.
boxes, stacked about 5 feet.
Now
tall.
were they wrapped up in like
Saran
saran wrap at
Yeah,
the time?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Wrapped
they're
up.
like just got out the truck.
Yeah, just got off. They just
Dropped.
parked them there in the back where they're supposed to be.
Mhm.
She goes face forward right into him, shifts that pallet.
So she had to hit that bitch hard. 'Cause
Yeah.
how you said
Good-
it's stacked? How tall?
They're usually stacked for, I want to say, maybe about 5 feet.
Could you imagine the person who grabs that one and they pulls a can out that's in the middle of the box and goes, there's somebody's nose imprint in this.
Right. So that explains why sometimes when I go to the store and I get like a thing of Mountain Dew, there's like it's leaking already in there because there's been a drunk person that came into work and face planted into him.
Yeah. Either that or you get the vendor that dropped it, taking it from the receiving area to the holding area and dropped the case and said, fuck it, and throws the case back up there because the box didn't bust open. So he said,
Mm.
fuck it. Fuck
Very
the
well.
customer that's going to buy this.
Yeah, I hate that shit, dude. That annoys the fuck out of me. You open it and the cans are all sticky. You're like,
Mhm.
Mhm.
You kind of wonder, did someone jizz in it?
Ah,
Then
well,
you
it's like
realize it's
it's
not.
like one time I go to the store, you know,
Mhm.
shopping. They're carrying out my groceries. Kid drops my case of Cokes. They bust open. All the Coke cans are good and stuff like that, but they all roll out. A couple of them did it up, and he asked, "Do you want me to get you a new case?" I'm like, "What do you think? Do I want all these busted up cans?"
Wow, so you're an asshole is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, what would you have done?
I probably would have been like, just pick them up. I'm going home.
Mm-hmm. That's what you say now.
I mean,
Wait
that's
till
what
you're
I've
in the
done.
moment.
I've done that before though. I'm like, I don't want to do. I want to go home, and then I just
Mm.
go home.
Well, wait till you see how everything shows up at Walmart. Those truck drivers drive like jackasses, and they dump everything everywhere in the
Oh
back.
yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Well, you know what? I don't work there, so as long as my shit's good, I don't care.
You say that now until you see how bad it's fucked up in the truck, and we have to clean everything off sometimes. And most of the time, we don't even do that.
Like, are you saying we like you still work there?
Well, true. I don't work there. I haven't
Yeah.
worked there in a long time, but yeah. Because there was one time we opened when I was working there, we had opened the bay door for the truck to get ready to unload it, and everything in the first 3 feet
Mhm.
had leaned towards that door, and when we opened it, it all fell at our feet.
Very well. So anyway, she face planted into 5 foot stacked. How wide is it?
It's about
Like
a
how wide?
3x3.
It's about the pallet sizes are about 3 feet by 3 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I recall, they stack cases of Coke with no gap in the middle.
Yeah.
So that's a solid
Yeah, it's solid.
wall of
Yeah, you can
Cardboard.
definitely
cardboard,
tell-
aluminum, and liquid.
You can definitely see that she didn't feel it then, but she sure felt it the next day.
Oh yeah, I bet, dude. Okay, so what? Why did she show up to work fucking plastered like that?
No idea. No idea.
Did she forget she had to be at work?
She probably did. Got fucked up the day before, and then she's like, "Oh shit, I gotta go to
You
work."
have to get really fucked up to be drunk the next day. Like that drunk the next day.
I don't know how many times I've seen soldiers go running the next morning in PT drunk off their ass because they've partied too hard the night before.
I have puked in PT because I got wasted the night before.
I haven't done that.
I remember the Olympics. Drunk.
Okay, we're talking about you puking in PT in the Marine Corps, and then you go Olympics.
Yeah, because we were drunk and it was Summer Olympics and it was women's volleyball. I don't remember one of the ladies' names, but this one Marine who was really drunk, he's like, "She got married and I don't like it." And I was like, "Dude, you're yelling at the TV." We're drunk. Yelling at the TV about how fucking stupid that her last name was because she got married. We did not like that at all. And then I ran to the bathroom and puked. And I ate pizza. Pizza does not taste good coming back up.
Peanut butter.
I didn't have peanut butter.
Should have eaten peanut butter instead of
Wow.
pizza.
I was drunk as fuck, bro. You really think I'm thinking, let me go get some peanut butter?
Should have been thinking that.
Yeah, because peanut butter tastes the same coming up as it did going down.
Well, here's the thing, though. The only time in the Marine Corps I ever ate peanut butter was in little bitty packets.
Well, this isn't a boot camp stories episode, so we
I
need
know.
to carry
yeah,
back on
we
to
were
face
talking
plant
about
drunk
being
bitch.
drunk. Yeah. So, but yes, I have been very drunk before, but not to that extreme, though, where I'm like acting like a new drunk person.
Right.
So she walked in that wasted, like all fucking.
As far as we can tell from video footage, that's what it looked like.
So they just asked her, hey, go into the back and die.
Well, I don't think the die part was part of it until she decided to sit down.
yeah,
And then she decided she wanted to die by trying to face plant
Mm.
right.
Cokes.
She could have been like, I'm gonna be on Judge Judy, gonna get myself some money.
Little did she know
Judge
there was a
Judy would have
camera
cussed her
there.
out on camera.
Right. Did you know what's cool about that shit though? Like honestly, I want to sue you, Steven, and be on Judge Judy because I would sue you for $5,000, make it a solid case where I could win it, and then you don't even have to pay me for it.
This is true.
They
You don't have to pay for anything.
Yeah, they like if you go on there, they pay the court costs and they pay whatever the judgment was. So like, if let's say I sued you, Josh, for $5,000, right?
Right.
And the judge only awards me like let's say $3,000, for example.
Right.
The producers will pay me $3,000. You don't have to worry about that shit
Yep. Which is why it's so easy for people to agree to do their civil claims
on that.
on there.
But you have to submit it, and then you have to have it transferred out of like your class act or your civil case
Mm-hmm.
and transferred over there.
Then you have to be there for the
who wants
on
to be
time.
sued.
Right. But the only thing that I don't know about is since let's say like in Texas we have our own laws for certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and like Oklahoma could be different. You know, California is different. New York is different. So if you were to go there and be on those shows, do they rule in accordance to your state laws, or do they rule in accordance to whatever law of the state or town that they're that
I think they
shows
did,
in?
I think it's based off where the judge is at because like Judge Judy is an actual judge,
Yeah,
but her license is to practice in that specific state.
right. And that's what I'm.
But at the
kinda
same
wondering.
time, but when you transfer states, I'm pretty sure you probably have to drop your claim, and both parties have to agree
and refile it in
to
that state.
refile there.
I have to look that shit up. Back to Josh. You had a drunk lady. Anything else during your current time there?
You
That's
know,
been
there's
great.
always fights that break out that always end up happening on my day off. And I just hear about it the next day. Footage of these two ladies just taking it out in an aisle, just punching each other, grabbing each other's hair. I think they said one lady actually had hair follicles in her hand still. And they bumped into an aisle, knocked stuff over. And I guess finally, whenever they broke them up and they all kind of got them separated and stuff like that, a little kid out of nowhere, this little kid shows up and starts picking up the items, put them back on the shelf properly where they're supposed to go.
Well, that's nice.
And the manager's like, you know what? I'm going to hire that kid.
Watch that kid's like, I don't want to fucking work for you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, to
And
stop
he'll do it
storing
for-
the shit
It's
back.
like all those little kids you see bagging their parents' groceries,
Mhm.
and they're like, "Hey, yeah, they'll do that." And then when they get old enough to actually get that job, like, "Fuck no, I don't want that damn
Right.
job."
Right.
Well, like even me, I remember I really wanted to mow the yard when I was young. Really just wanted to mow the yard. And I remember
I
you,
never
Josh,
did.
teaching me how to mow the yard that one time I stayed the night at your house. I really wanted to mow. I thought that was so cool to mow.
You know why I mowed the yard?
Why?
For money.
Hmm.
I
You know
didn't
why?
care about
My
anything else.
parents
You know
didn't
why
give
I
me an
mow?
allowance, so that was not an option.
Well, technical allowance, you don't work for it. I did
yeah, but
chores
still,
to
they
get
even
paid.
didn't give me paid chores.
I did.
You know what allowance I get?
What?
The will to live.
That too.
Yeah. We all
Especially
get that one.
knowing my mom. Yeah, that was definitely a will to live.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to do it until I learned how to mow, and then it was actually I had to mow. Then it was no longer fun. It was no longer cool. Like, oh, I get to mow the yard. Now it's like, I gotta fucking mow the yard. God
I
damn
don't know. Because once it becomes a chore,
it. It's no longer fun.
no, the fun is
Mhm.
gone.
I mean, shit. There's a lot of stuff I remember like, oh, this is cool. I still blame my parents on the reason why I became lazy of cleaning up after my dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know why?
Why?
Because one time, right when we got Poochie, right, he pooped in the backyard, and I immediately got a shovel and went to clean it up. Mom was like, "No, don't do that. Just wait, because it's wet right now, and just wait until you can like it's dry, and then you can do it." And then after that, I was no longer fun.
Quick question, Josh. Has his mother ever talked like that?
No.
Didn't think so. Had to get a second perspective because you see her when I don't.
And I see her when y'all guys don't. And
I
sometimes
Well, you
when y'all
are her
do.
child.
This is true.
think everybody sees her when somebody doesn't.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works for everyone. All right. I'm pretty sure Josh is over here being deep and philosophical over here. Everyone sees you when someone doesn't.
So that's where the fortune cookie shit comes from. He writes
I
it.
write that shit.
He doesn't work for a grocery store.
Josh, the fortune cookie.
The
You wanna know where
he's
you're-
the fortune cookie now.
Fortune
He's-
cookies are
yeah,
not
you
Chinese.
can call it the I know it's not. You can call it the fortune cookie.
No, I said he's the guy who writes the fortune in
Yeah,
the
I
fortune
know. But
cookies.
you can call him a fortune cookie because what came out was like a fortune. It just wasn't on a piece of paper. It was in words.
Yeah, I can see him. Here you go.
That's trademark.
All right. Oh goodness. So, Stevan. Or I'll call you. No, I can't call you how my phone calls you. Mr. Lamp. Finally got the fix though. Anyway, so yeah, they called you Lamp. Anyway, tell us about your experiences on your job. Any crazy shit happen?
Because the craziest I've got is
Mm-hmm.
driving back and forth, 3 hours away.
Mm. 2.5.
2:15. According to Google Maps, it's about 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'd
Mm.
do it in under that because I speed like a motherfucker.
Yeah, he doesn't follow the law.
No, I don't.
He's a rebel without a cause.
Hey, it's like I always said, laws are meant to be broken.
Yeah, that's rules, is the saying.
You
I'm
all-
not saying laws.
But you only break them if you get caught.
That's
not
also-
breaking
Well,
them unless you get
are you really like okay, hold on, sorry. We're going off a whole other thing. I don't give a fuck about your job anymore. So
I'm fine with that. Let's go.
Okay, so if you knowingly break a law, right? You have become a criminal, right?
Mhm.
We can agree on that.
Yeah.
Right? So you're now a criminal, you have broken a law.
Right.
Okay, so if you break a law, but you were not caught, did you really still break the law? That's like a fucking if a tree falls in a forest and no one's around,
To
does
hear
it
it?
even make a sound?
That question's been answered. It does not.
It doesn't.
Yes, it does. Fuck y'all.
No,
Physics.
no, because I listened to a podcast called Misfits, and they had a 12-foot Christmas tree fall in their house, and somebody was there, and it made no sound.
That's not a real tree.
No, it was a real tree.
Oh, fuck off. That doesn't count. That's one isolated
They-
incident. Physics says otherwise.
Still,
God.
they live in Melbourne, Australia,
Uh-huh. I'm glad you know
and
where that
it
is.
fell.
I'm pretty sure you pronounced that wrong. So any Australians out there.
Melbourne, yeah, whatever. I don't care. I'm from Texas.
Melbourne, I
We-
think it's actually pronounced Melbourne. No, that's wrong.
we make up our own language in Texas.
Yeah.
okay?
So any Australians, we're sorry if we
but
offended
they're
you.
great guys. They're funny to listen to.
Mhm.
But yeah,
If you do break a law, right, and you don't get caught, obviously no one sees you and phones the police,
Right.
or the police don't come after your ass or whatever, right? Your ass is not grass in this case. Did you really break that law?
no.
Okay, so if you broke into someone's house and ransacked the fuck out of it, and then no one and you didn't leave any traces of you and did not get caught, did you still break the law?
As far as everybody's concerned, no, because they don't know who it was.
But yet they know a law was broken, and it was you that broke it.
But they didn't know it was you because you didn't get caught.
Exactly.
So
I
somebody-
could do it.
Somebody
and-
broke the law,
but
not
don't know
you.
who.
That makes no fucking sense. Goddamn it!
It's only wrong if you get caught.
You know you're knowingly being a criminal.
Depends on your conscience.
You know, it's like that guy that you were telling me about, that documentary, who makes all that money from credit cards and bank stuff. that he
Oh
does.
yeah.
He
Yeah, because that's right. We had that dilemma. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's this dude I watched a documentary on. He's a credit card scammer, right? And basically he defrauds credit cards and shit like that, right? But the way he does it though is he takes, like, he'll find out how much money they have and he'll fucking transfer that shit and get the money washed, you know, and laundered and shit. But the way he does it, because they ask, like, well, do you have any remorse? It's like, no, I don't have any remorse for it, because all you got to do is call their bank and say that wasn't them and they get their money back. So really, I'm just only stealing from the banks.
Right.
Which I'm like, okay, yeah, he's doing something wrong. Yes. But he's technically not really stealing those people's money, because they're going to get their money back anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's a fraud and a scam thing, right? And since he didn't actually access their account and there was no, they willingly gave their account information over, which is a violation of pretty much every single bank's terms and conditions. When he did that, is he really stealing their money then? Did he really commit a crime?
The only thing he is guilty of is causing our dollar value to drop,
It depends on how he does
because
it.
we
though.
don't have the gold and silver to back the balance.
This is true. But so that would go into the whole same thing, though. Is he really a criminal for that? Because yes, he is stealing from the bank, technically. So is he really a criminal?
Well, is Robin Hood really a
I
criminal?
was gonna say, this guy's basically a fucked up Robin Hood. Instead of
Yeah.
taking from the rich and giving to the poor, he's taking from everybody and keeping it.
And
But
then they're
then
getting their
again,
money
the
back at the
banks-
same time.
Yeah,
So he is taking from the rich, though, because
but they're also getting the rich. The
But
rich
he's
are getting
not-
their money back,
yeah, but he's not giving.
and he's getting rich.
He's stealing from the banks. Banks are rich.
Yeah, but he's not actually giving it that
They
money.
claim.
to anyone.
People off.
They claim they're rich,
Yeah, really, they're not. They use your money
Oh yeah,
for loans and shit.
exactly.
and investments. Yeah,
Yeah, which is fuck all. Like, makes no goddamn sense to me on how they do that. But yeah, you still have $1,000 in your account, you know.
Yeah,
the insurance.
yeah.
Hmm. But yeah, so what would you think he was still committing a crime though, Josh? Like, honestly,
Morally?
not just like, did you really commit a crime if no one caught you? Not that shit, but do you really think
Your little robot movements really nailed that one.
Do I approve of what he does?
Or do you approve? Do you think he's still committed a crime, whether you approve or not? What are your thoughts on that?
I would have to say he didn't
He did not commit a crime at all.
commit a crime.
Why is that?
He's fucking Robin Hood.
Why do I feel like this is becoming a TED Talk?
Right?
That's hot.
But like, honestly, like,
Okay.
all jokes aside,
All
but-
jokes aside,
yeah.
yeah.
You think
yeah.
he
Yeah,
is a
I
criminal?
would-
What about
yeah.
you, Steven? Do you think he's a criminal?
No,
Why not?
banks are fucked up criminals.
Well, I know
Well,
they
the
are,
banks.
but
So he's not. He's just leveling the playing field.
he's gaining from it. He's profiting from it, though. So is he
So?
really leveling the playing field?
Would you do it too if you were able to?
I'm not going to say that because I don't know who listens to this podcast.
I don't know who listens to it either, but
Watch, the
Oh, well.
person that commented the first time is an FBI agent.
Right.
I don't think with the. Hold on, let me verify their name real quick.
Wasn't it like something
I think,
gumdrop?
I think it's Candy Gumdrops. I don't think an FBI agent is going to be going around going, "Hey, I'm Candy Gumdrops."
right? That puts underscore FBI.
They're the ones whose Wi-Fi passcode is FBI surveillance band number 52.
Right? Okay, Josh. So while he's looking that up, if you commit a murder, right, a heinous act of any kind,
Right.
but we'll use murder for example.
Okay.
And you are not caught. Did you really break the law? Did you really commit a crime? Because you took someone's life.
Yeah.
So in that case, did you actually break the law and
Yeah.
commit a crime?
Yeah, he did.
So when does that threshold cross from when you actually commit a crime versus if you don't get caught, you didn't commit the crime?
Like with anything.
Yeah, like anything. Because what we were just talking about, right? Like, well, you didn't get caught, so technically you didn't break the law, but murder is against the law. And you
Right.
broke the law if you murdered someone. But even if you don't get caught, you say
Well-
you still committed a crime and
Well,
you still
before
broke the
he
law.
answers this, in Texas, if you get caught after murdering somebody,
Mm-hmm.
you serve either a life sentence or you could even suffer the death penalty.
Yeah.
But if 5 or more people witnessed you commit that murder,
Mm-hmm.
we immediately throw you in the express line to get killed. So
But
so it
even
depends on if
then,
you
though,
get caught and how
so-
many people catch you.
Yeah. So what do you think about that though? Did you still, even though you didn't get caught for the murder at all, right? You're scot free.
Right.
So, and no one finds out, and like you live your whole life and you die without ever being caught, right? So did you still break the law, and did you still commit a crime?
Yeah.
What do you think? You still, like I said, you didn't get caught. Did you, and you did take someone's life. Like you legitimately did
But
kill
if
someone.
I only know about it, did I really?
There's a dead fucking person, Steven.
They don't know about it. They're dead.
Well, the people who found him know about it.
Okay, but he's dead. But nobody knows that it was me. So,
Yeah, but
again,
did you
no.
still you say you didn't? Okay, let's also step it up to rape. Would that still count if you were never caught and they could never convict you for it?
Chances are, if she comes forward, you're caught anyways.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if in the off chance you weren't caught, or if they got the wrong person, because that has happened before.
That
Or
does happen a
if
lot.
they couldn't
Yeah.
identify it.
Yeah, or they couldn't.
Yeah.
They didn't have proper evidence to actually seal it on you.
Well, technically,
Did
yeah,
you
you still
break the law, or did you
Technically, yeah, but
technically?
I like how we took a
Technicality.
Yeah, we're timing out now. Okay,
Technicality on that. So okay, see that's the thing. though.
I
That's-
like how
that's-
this tangent went from joking to an actual serious conversation.
we're having a fucking serious conversation now because I really want to know where does that line get crossed? Okay, so Josh, you said, all right, cool. So a murder is when you cross the line where you did break the law and you did commit a crime, even if you're not caught. So what is that line that you cross? Like, I understand speeding. Yeah, you could kill someone, but I understand speeding. I can agree with you on that point. You didn't get caught because I speed all the fucking time too.
Who does it in this?
Right.
Especially where we live. It was-
Well, old people.
Nah,
no, I've seen an
yeah.
80-year-old grandma in a Mustang GT.
I have too. I've seen a old grandpa just, and then the person I pass is a young person on their phone. You know, like
I've had a
fucking
grandpa
asshole.
in a Cadillac pass me on the highway where I'm going 80 and he's going like 85.
But I understand speeding, right? I mean, there comes a point where it's like, okay,
I mean, yeah,
don't be a
eventually there will
dumbass.
be a line that you would cross.
Yeah. So what would that line be though? Because I mean, we said I said hypothetically, you broke in, ransacked someone's house, you did breaking and entering, you stole shit, but you didn't get caught. That's not, you guys. You both said that's not a crime,
But
and that's not.
But on a
breaking the
serious
law.
note, though, I would be with him on the fact that like murder,
So murder, rape,
ra-
something
would
very
be-
heinous
Yes.
is where you cross the line, regardless morally or not.
Yeah,
So that's where your morals are.
pretty much. Yeah.
Glad to know you guys are fucked up people.
So are you. So
Well, my
I am
deal
not
is-
that fucked up. I'm like, you committed a fucking crime. Hell yeah, you should. Even if you didn't get caught, you're a fucking criminal. You broke
Right.
the fucking law.
no.
My deal is it depends on that person's morals.
Yeah,
whether or
I
not-
mean-
whether they think
Yeah,
they're
I mean, honestly,
criminal
yeah.
or not. Like in mine, I have a good set of morals. So like, if I break anything, I know I'm in the wrong.
So now, hypothetically here, if you, I'm not going to use murder or rape as a scenario here.
right.
But if you were to break into someone's house, right? Let's say you were desperate. Would your morals be like, fuck, I'm going to turn myself in? Well, maybe let's take desperate out of the situation. Because if you're desperate, then no, I'm not going to turn myself into the fucking cops.
Yeah,
I was
no,
hungry.
because at that
You
point
know.
it's for you're starving.
Yeah, your survival.
Yeah.
But if it was for that, would your morals, like if it wasn't for that, you just broke into someone's house, for example, would your morals make you turn yourself in? Or would you be able to actually go through with the act? And again, this is not a desperation thing. Like if
Right.
desperation, I can give you a pass on it.
Right.
It's
But-
basically like if you saw your neighbor come home with something you really wanted,
Yeah, like
and
a
you knew they weren't home.
nice curved 75-inch OLED TV, and you really fucking wanted one of those motherfuckers.
I knew I could get into
and
the
you
house.
knew you could get into the house and get out.
and get it into yours without nobody seeing. Yes.
Yeah. Regardless, and even if you get caught later on or whatever,
Right.
regardless, would your morals be like, it's whatever, or would your morals be like, oh fuck, I couldn't do this. I'm going to turn myself into the cops. If you do the act or not.
I mean, if I did the act, eventually my morals would get the best of me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'd probably
You probably turn yourself in.
either
So you
turn
like-
myself in or break back in and
Bring it back.
Yeah, they just get back from work like my TV that's been missing for 6 months. Where the fuck that go?
With a note, I'm sorry. It still
Here's the
works, I
TV
promise.
It's
Put
brand
in the
new still.
fingerprints.
All right.
Or better yet, you just bring them back a new one in the box.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about this.
Here's a new TV.
Right. So What about you? Because like for me, if it comes to like even murder or something, like I know I could not murder someone in cold blood. Like I know I could not bring myself to doing that.
I cannot do.
Right.
I mean, the only time I could kill somebody is if it was in self defense.
Yeah.
My life depended on it.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's like what we were talking. You mentioned in the Wasp story. It was their life or mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And fuck them.
Yeah. Fuck them.
But-
So
But I could not in cold blood do that shit, right? Same thing when it comes to breaking into someone's home, whether they have nice shit or not. You know, I personally could not see myself being able to go through with the yak. Even if I knew that house layout and I knew they weren't home and I knew they didn't have security cameras or what have you. Still, even then, I'm like, I don't think I could actually bring myself to do that shit. So what about...
personally, I prefer to actually, if I see somebody with something that's really nice, I would prefer to actually know that I worked for it and actually earn
Yeah,
it.
I mean, that's
Right.
I
my
prefer
thing.
to earn it rather than just take
Because
it.
like and like the thing is, like if you think back when you're a kid, right? Like you finally bought, or even an adult, you worked hard and bought something on your own. You're fucking proud of that shit, right?
Yeah, you're gonna
You
take
take
care
care
of
of,
it.
that motherfucker. But then like when you were a kid, you know, your parents could give you something really nice. Or like even me with this PlayStation 2 Madden game, I got pissed off, took it out of the thing and broke it, right? I didn't actually intend to break it, but
Yeah.
when you throw
Well,
a disc really hard, it breaks.
It's just like when kids turn 16, mommy and daddy buys them a car. What do they typically do in the first 6 months to a year? They wrap the damn thing around a pole because they didn't pay for it.
Right.
But if the
And that's the
kid
same
gets
thing,
a
like-
job and the parents are nice enough to co-sign because they have no credit,
Right.
the kid's going to be paying for it. They're like, no, I don't want to fuck this car up. I'm paying.
That's how I was with my
hard-earned
car
money.
until it just started fucking itself up.
I'm still that way on my Mustang even.
Yeah. Well, like for me, like when it comes to games, now obviously you can just download them from the store. But even like my GTA 5 that I have the actual disc of,
Mhm.
I'm extra careful.
Yeah,
with
you
that
paid the
shit.
$60 for that game.
Yeah, like I paid real fucking money for this shit.
Granted,
My
it's not
money.
$60 now, but yeah,
Yeah, but
you
you
paid
know.
the $60 at that time when it was new to
Yeah,
have that game.
yeah, and I'm like, I couldn't. I like honestly, that's more to me. So I agree with you on that point. You know,
Yeah.
like if someone has something nice, yeah, it might be you might be jealous, going, damn, I wish I could have that house, or I wish I could have XYZ, LMNOP, QRST, VWXY, and Z. You know, I wish that I could have that shit. But at the same time, it's like if I could get it myself, I'd be a lot more proud of it.
Yeah, and you would also respect it more.
Yeah, like I guarantee you, if someone actually gave me my current apartment, I wouldn't have taken the time to actually hang shit on the walls and actually make it look nice. And
No,
just been like,
you
fuck
wouldn't.
it.
You'd probably never clean it. You'd
Nope.
probably never.
I still have a hard time actually cleaning it now, but I clean it way more often.
You
than
have two little cats that like to mess everything up anyway.
that too.
so.
Yeah. So like literally, I have come home and I'm like, this was not over here. This was not over there. This was not over there. This was not over here. This was on top of here. Now it's down here.
And you had that happen with just one cat.
And now I have two. But even you, I'm pretty sure, you know, you bought something, you're fucking proud of that shit. You're going to take care of it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sure you take care of your truck.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would take care of my car if it wasn't a piece of shit. Honestly would. But it's a piece of shit, so I don't give a fuck about it.
And that's kind of how I am with my Fusion.
Yeah. Your Fusion is nicer than my fucking car, though.
Yeah, but I don't give a shit about it.
Josh, you got any final things you want to add, like in what we were talking about and shit?
No.
Well, I can say this, though, as we're wrapping up.
This got way more serious than we intended.
Way more serious than I was actually intending, which I actually like this. It was actually
Yeah,
a really cool
yeah.
conversation, to be
Right.
honest.
Yeah.
But both of y'all have fucked up morals. And
It
I'm
may
calling
be a
the
joke.
police.
Well, here, I'll even dial it for you.
Police, I'd like to record a crime.
Record a crime.
Yeah. And
But-
while we're out the door, I guess you're walking back home.
Yep.
Wow.
Because
Fuck off.
everybody rode in my car.
Right?
Josh gets shotgun.
Yeah, fuck y'all. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening to Flatlands, the podcast. If you like to follow us,
Oh, I thought you knew what was going on here. You don't know where
I do
Missed
know it, but
you.
the last couple episodes, you have been the one that's been like,
This is our social media shit.
so I was going to let you fucking do it.
Well, you know what our Instagram is. Instagram
Yeah,
is
it's Flatlands,
the podcast. And then you got Twitter at Flatland Podcast. No
So
S.
it's Flatland Podcast or Flatland the Podcast?
No, it's just Flatland Podcast.
Okay, so in the last
It w-
episode,
it-
I fucked up. I said the.
Yeah, it won't give me enough characters to put more than just Flatland and Podcast together. So it's at Flatland Podcast.
So, and the Gmail is Flatland, but with the podcast.
Yeah.
So it's Flatland. the
Everything
podcast.
has the in it except for Twitter. And then Instagram has an
Instagram
S.
and Podbean have S.
Yeah, and Podbean can be the website to our Podbean can be found on the Instagram too. So I
Okay,
did put the
and-
link on there.
And also we have it on Spotify.
Yes.
So. But all right. Well, thank you everyone
Google, Apple Podcasts, you know. Since you want to throw Spotify into this.
Just the way you said it, dude. You said like Google and Apple are the same company. You're like Google Apple Podcast.
Yeah, I know. Google and Apple. See, 'cause I said Apple Podcast this time and not iTunes because they're getting rid of iTunes.
This is true. Did you know that, Josh?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. All right.
He's a Samsung guy, anyways, like me. So you're the only one in this room that it matters.
Fuck both of you.
Yeah,
All
maybe
right.
later.
Well, thank you everyone for listening to Flatlands, the podcast. I'm Jonathan,
I'm Steven.
No, I'm Josh.
and we'll see you next time.